Our story begins on a rainy night in Spokane, Washington. It's a story of determination and desire. The story we are proud to tell, for above all, the 6th annual AAU Junior Olympics. They represent 30 regions stretching from Maine to Hawaii. The AAU Junior Olympics are part of a nationwide sports development program, and they produce results. Such athletes as Bob Seagren, Debbie Meyer, Mark Spitz, and Wilma Rudolph are graduate competition. That's the background of what's happening here and how these young athletes were chosen. For many of them, this chance to excel represents many, many months of hard work. Springfield, Illinois, one wet week before the Junior Olympics. For Kim Schofield, practice goes on as usual. Kim is 14 and thoroughly dedicated to her athletic training.
Oh, I think it's fun. I think girls should do it. Because, you know, some of them sit around and get fat a lot, and they need to get out and do some activities and things.
Kim has been jumping under the guidance of Coach Dave Miller for 2 years now.
I try to practice every day. Like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the field is open, and I jump. I try to get height and keep my head up because I have a problem of putting it down when I jump.
You're only taking 15 steps, and we've got to get more steps than that. So before you go out there, we're going to have to change it. And get a little more height. Keep your head up longer. About halfway through, you're putting your head down. Keep it until your heels touch. Then you come forward, okay?
When I come to the board, I just look down. I'm not throwing my head up at all.
Well, you shouldn't have to look down at the board.
Kim's parents are obviously proud of her progress. Her father is a former baseball player, Dick Schofield.
Like I mentioned before, she's very interested, and every once in a while I just say, okay, Kim, you know, you want to do this, and you set a goal to do something. I said, now you got to work, and you got to work out, and I think she's having a lot of fun out of it. And I think the whole program, I think that's the basic thing. She's having a good time.
Okay, good jump.
Playing the piano or a guitar or something is very good, but I think when you compete with other kids, it's good for yourself and it's good for just everybody concerned.
Kim Schofield is learning to work for what she wants. She'll get the chance to attain her goal at Spokane. 2,000 miles to the west is Edison High School, Stockton, California. This was the training ground of 1972 Olympic long jump champion Randy Williams. It is now a practice field for 17-year-old Michael Neely.
I want you to attack the hurdle more, okay? I want you to really get in there, fight into it. Get that leg out there.
Edison High's track coach is Wayman Hall.
That was good, but that right leg of yours has a tendency to come over a little more to the left. I want you to continue to concentrate and keep it out there. I want you to attack the hurdle more, okay? Really get that foot out there, thrust it out there, and then more action in between. It'll be okay. Good job, though, okay? Let's try it again.
One day I came to practice, I said, well, I'm gonna run them. And so I ran them one time, and I won. So I just, you know, ever since then, I've just been running hurdles. We went up to this track meet in Clovis, California, and I found myself qualifying to go to Spokane, Washington, running this Junior Olympic meet.
When he was first notified that he would be able to go, he seemed as though he had a little drawback.
Michael's guardian is his grandmother, Mrs. Gladys Neely, who understands Mike's uneasiness going to Spokane.
Have in your mind that you won't win, or you don't want to go because you're afraid that you won't win. I said, you can't win all the time. I said, but this is something, this is really something that's coming to you in this, in your life. I said, if it was me, I said, I wouldn't miss this for anything. I said, you've got to go. I said, you can make it.
So Michael Neely, Kim Schofield, and more than 600 young athletes converge on Spokane, Washington. Like the two youngsters we've met, each of these athletes has spent months preparing for the next 48 hours. To many, it will be the biggest 2 days of their young lives. Opening night is highlighted by a colorful parade featuring a sea of young athletes ready for tomorrow's games. But tonight, it rains. It's morning, and you begin to feel the tension of the competition. Full of confidence, these boy and girl athletes walk the shaded path that leads, they hope, to success. Inside Kennedy Pavilion, Gonzaga University, is diving and trampoline competition. Marilyn Steig first set foot on a trampoline when she was 14 years old. She's now 16. Jumps like these win for Marilyn Steig of Rockford, Illinois, a junior Olympic gold medal. Don't let Ronnie Marriott's youthful appearance fool you. He's a veteran at 12. Ronnie's learned to turn each effortless bounce into a new adventure, winning the boys' event and giving Rockford, Illinois, a sweep of trampoline gold medals. Diving, similar to trampoline, is a judgment sport. Like a good lawyer, you must convince a jury that your performance is flawless. You have about 3 seconds to do it. There are 2 age groups diving at the 1-meter height. Greg Louganis, in the 11 and 12-year-old division, wins the gold medal with an amazing display of talent. Jenny Chandler of Birmingham, Alabama, is voted the Chevrolet Trophy as the championship's most outstanding female athlete. Meet officials are also impressed with the showing of 13-year-old Julie Bachman. Last year's junior division winner, Mobile, Alabama's Julie Bachman, is the intermediate gold medalist in 1972. To this young athlete, persistence can pay off. For the last 3 years, Gene McIntyre has finished second in his division. Finally, the dedication is rewarded. Gene McIntyre, Eugene, Oregon, is a first-place winner. And there's a young man who kept trying until he made it. And that's the spirit of the Junior Olympics. A drive and a determination that we see in these young track stars, hoping to qualify for tomorrow night's final. Emotions are high, as this initial night of track activity is vitally important. Bob Beeman, who holds the world record in the long jump at 29 feet 2.5 inches, is on hand to encourage these young competitors, including Kim Schofield and Michael Neely. First up, the 120 high hurdles, Michael Neely's event. As Coach Wayman Hall points out, not his strongest suit.
In the 120 highs, this basically isn't his race. He's number 1 in the lows, but in the highs he's a great high hurdler, but he's going to have problems. But he could be right in there. I expect him to really do a great job. I'm not ashamed to put him against anybody.
Houston's Alan Misher is the favorite with the lowest qualifying time. Mike Neely, top lane, is away quickly. But in the middle, here comes Alan Misher. Misher in blue passes Neely on the sprint to the wire. It's Misher first and Neely second, both qualifying for tomorrow night's final. And so the test of human effort continues. Each young athlete hoping to achieve victory tomorrow, but fighting hard not to be eliminated today. To the spectators, these athletes provide a breathtaking performance. These are contests of strength, decided by inches. Kim Schofield is typical of these young athletes, making the most of this chance of a lifetime. She is competing against some of the nation's finest athletes. Kim's first jump is a good one. 18 feet, 9 1/2 inches. It should be long enough to qualify for the finals. 3 new Junior Olympic records are set in the preliminaries. One of them features Washington's Pam Riggs, number 12, with a time of 10.7 in the 100-yard dash. While the runners hold the spotlight, long jump competition continues, and fate frowns on Kim Schofield. She hits the board flat-footed and is painfully injured on her landing. It could hinder her jumping tomorrow night. To a young girl in the midst of competition, it strikes an anxious moment. Times and distances are recorded. The field is complete. Kim Schofield and Michael Neely both qualify and join an outstanding group of athletes for the track finals 24 hours away. With me is Jack Kelly, president of the AAU, and I don't think there's anyone in the country more fitted to explain to us, Jack, the importance of this Junior Olympics program.
Well, it's, of course, one of our very most important programs because it involves several million young people all involved in Olympic sports, and we feel that we must have this broad base if we hope to have any success in future Olympic Games. And actually, many of these young people competing will be representing us in the future Olympic Games. We just think it's been great these last 2 days.
Thank you, Jack. Indeed it has. Here representing the national sponsor of the AAU Junior Olympics, Mr. Bob Lund, General Sales Manager, Chevrolet Motor Division.
We feel we have a deep responsibility to American youth by providing the opportunity for more youngsters to participate in athletic activities of this nature. Chevrolet is extremely proud to join with the AAU in the sponsorship of the Junior Olympics. With America's desire to compete more favorably on an international level in the future, certainly we look upon this as a great opportunity to be of assistance to America's youth.
Thank you, Mr. Lund. Right now, we're going to take a look at some of these youngsters who someday may be our Olympians. There's judo and swimming and some fantastic performances by a group of gymnasts. A gymnast must be a jack of all trades. Each girl must compete in 4 diverse events. Boys' events are 6 in number, with more emphasis on strength. These, plus the parallel bars, the ball from the floor exercise, test the boys' skills. Gymnastics, possibly more than any other sport, best expresses the original Olympic concept: glorification of the body through beauty and athletics. Here is true elegance in competition. "14-year-old Debbie Hung is that rare combination of athletic ability and grace. She scores more points on her floor exercise than any gymnast, male or female, in any single event. Debbie captures the intermediate girls' championship. And Debbie Hung, like all these gymnasts, is determined to perfect her skills, leading hopefully to future international competition. California reigns as the swimming capital of the world, and Region 13 swimmers win 13 firsts and set 8 new championship records during the competition. Many of the swimmers practice 4 hours a day, 6½ days a week. That kind of dedication produces future Olympic champions. "12-year-old Walt Harden shatters the 100-meter backstroke record. 1 minute, 7.53 seconds. With a name like Jeff Float, well, swimming should be pretty easy. Jeff's powerful shoulders attack the water, pushing the 12-year-old to first place in the junior boys' 100-meter butterfly. Dan Christie has all the power and coordination required to excel in the butterfly. Winning the 100-meter intermediate division event, Dan Christie joins a solid group of Junior Olympic winners ready to move up into world competition. These 2 days in Spokane are not all devoted to the tenseness of competition. There are pleasant moments of relaxation, moments to meet new friends, memories to be treasured for a lifetime. This is an equally important part of the Junior Olympics. Judo became an Olympic sport in 1964. It takes 1 point to win the match. A clean throw, like we've just seen, ends it immediately.
And the winner, Mr. Steve Seck.
After that lightning-quick throw, Minnesota's Steve Seck advances to the heavyweight finals against Steve Cohen on the right. Cohen, whose brother was on the Olympic judo team, climaxes months of training in this heavyweight bout. A gold medal for heavyweight Steve Cohen of Chicago. In the lightweight division, Utah's Blaine Yoshimura on the right matches balance with Michael Smith of North Carolina. It is often difficult in a close bout to gain an advantage. In a judge's decision, Yoshimura joins Steve Cohen, winning Junior Olympic judo title. Two full days of competition, and now we're down to the final evening. The gold medals in track and field. Big moments for Kim Schofield and Mike Neely. Michael Neely started running on the streets of Stockton, sharpened his skills at Edison High School, and is now ready for the biggest race of his life. That's Neely in lane 5.
The gun for the boys, 120 high hurdle. Greg Coleman, Jacksonville, Florida, lane 6 takes the lead. From Houston, Alan Misher in lane 4, coming up to challenge with Mike Neely of Stockton, California. And Alex Misher taking the lead. Misher with Neely behind him. Misher in lane 4, Neely in lane 5, and it's Alan Misher from Houston, Texas, lane 4, the winner. Mike Neely, Stockton, California, 2nd. Greg Coleman, Jacksonville, Florida, 3rd.
Alan Misher, undefeated in high school competition this year. Michael Neely is runner-up, but not discouraged. After the race, he knew why he lost.
In the trials, I ran a pretty good race because I ran my own race. But in the finals, I did just exactly what I was working on, The dude, he jumped out in front of me, and I started watching him, and there was another guy that's out in front of me, and I started watching him. I started running their race and not mine, and that's what caused me to lose.
So not running his own race, reflects Mike, was his downfall in Spokane. But the facts are evident for Michael Neely. Many victories have been won, and many are still ahead. The battle for gold brings out the best in these superbly trained young athletes. Tops in the girls' high jump is Kathy McQuillan, tying the meet record at 5 feet 4 3/4 inches. Another mark falls in the girls' 100. Maryland's Janice Weiser surprises the outstanding field, streaking by to win in 10 8/10 seconds. 16-year-old Janice Weiser also races home first in the 220 for a rare double. One athlete leaps over 23 feet in the boys' long jump, Brian Syadak. Bob Prince of Sioux City, Iowa, proves to be the class of the 880 field. This 17-year-old writes a new record in his specialty with a time of 1 minute 52 5/10 seconds. The 100-yard dash turns into a two-man battle. Barney Cobb, number 2, breaks the tape first in 9 7/10 seconds. Then, just 15 minutes later, Cobb roars around the turn to win the 440, tying the meet record. Virginia's Barney Cobb, an exhausted young man, wins the Chevrolet Trophy as the outstanding male athlete of the Junior Olympic Championships. In the girls' long jump, Kim Schofield has shaken off her first night injury and begins warming up. Practice will soon be put to a final test.
She's been to a lot of meets before, and she always says, "Dad, you want me to win." I think that I tell her, go out there and give it your best.
So far, I know that I have the best jump going out there, but anything can happen, so I don't know. I just kind of get myself together and think of how far I got to jump to beat the other girls. Like if their jump wasn't as good as mine before, I just say, well, relax, and just try to go good. But if it's, I really have to concentrate and just think about how far I got to jump.
"18 feet 11 inches. Will it be good enough to win?"
Illinois, representing Region 6 with a distance of 18 feet 11 inches, is Ken Schofield.
Kim Schofield is now a Junior Olympic gold medalist.
Oh, I want to call home and tell everybody what I did, because I knew they'd be happy.
The competition is over this year for all the youngsters whose determination brought them here to Spokane. To them, the AAU Junior Olympics has been, yes, a chance to excel, but above that, it has been an experience to be treasured forever. And even though this contest is now over, for many of these athletes, it is really just the beginning.